what's up, my seedy little raspberries? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, per request, I'm actually going to be reacting to the 3 different trailers that were dropped during TennoCon. The cinematic intro, the new war teaser, as well as the Duviri Paradox reveal. But before I do, if you have not watched them already, I'm going to leave links in the description box below so that you can have your own independent moment with them, because really, it's a motherfucking experience that I don't want to taint for you. Initially, I was thinking of actually slipping them into the video itself. You know, you get your moment with it and then we can watch it together. But in all honesty, the runtime would just be way too freaking long. So please enjoy at your leisure and then come back here after you've seen them all and then we can have a little bit of a chat. But before we do, I want to address what's on the screen. Yes, that is a fully formed Wukong Prime, Z-Huge Prime, as well as Ninkandi Prime. And yes, I do have the freaking space aids. I literally loaded into my first mission. And hi, Miss Ember Prime. I see you with a big pink lump on your neck. You should have gotten that fixed already. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump on in. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and kick things off with the cinematic intro. This is the trailer that you guys saw before Spider-Man Far From Home, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought that this somehow was going to be incorporated into a new player tutorial, and you'll see towards the end exactly what I mean by that. But then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, wait a second, they're giving away some pretty major spoilers. Exactly where does that fit within the timeline? And I don't think DE is going to go ahead and retcon all of the major quests in the game in order to just make a new cinematic intro fit. So I'm pretty sure that this is just for our viewing pleasure, and just to kind of get everybody a little bit more clarity as to why they're doing what they're doing. So let's go ahead and take a look. And this whole intro sequence legitimately gives me chills, because it is a callback to something that we experienced way back in the day. I believe this line was right there in the very beginning of the game. That "to wake you" part. Now, this takes place on Earth, and I'm like, where's a deep lake on the Earth tile set? Because this does not look like Cetus. This looks like the Grenier Forest area. And I'm like, I walked through puddles. I mean, not puddles of dead villagers. Definitely not. But, I don't recall nearly falling into the deep, dark holes of a swamp. But, you know, you do you, I guess. See, and you can see in the background all of the trees and the foliage. Now, the second that I saw this, I was thinking in my head, very Assassin's Creed vibe. The whole feeling of the hood being pulled up and running, I was like, oh! Oh, it's so pretty. Now, real quick, does this bitch have a bag of holding? Because she is fitting 3 lotus flowers in there, and none of them are crushed. They're all perfect and pretty, and she lets them unfurl, and I'm like, what kind of weird void-ass magic is that? See? See what I mean? Look, perfect. Not a petal missing. Oh my god, this is my favorite part. Oh, the Kupro! Oh, he's so adorable. He's so big and fluffy. He just makes me want to pull out one of my big boys. Look at him. He's so adorable. And he's got he's got a little scar on his face. I never noticed that before. See, this is the buddy comedy that we need in Warframe. I know we have Grendel and Goss coming up, but just saying. Now this part is not realistic. Listen, you have more in your max ammo. Don't worry about that one. You don't need to go back for it. And this is really where the scoring of the music picks up, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Except for the fact that I'm talking over it, but he's so good. Such a good boy. I'm a sucker for companions. Sentinels, I'm sorry, will never measure up. And this is where the veteran part of me goes, listen, that looks like more than a 20-meter radius, which is larger than any other ground pound radius. Are we adding that into the game? Oh my god, he brought him his knife. Really? That's what we should get at the very beginning of the game. We don't need to choose between these Warframes. Just get us the Kubro. Let us transference into one of the puppies. Now, Mag, this part made me angry because she's using an Elytron, and the Elytron can vent their core to create a cloud to block projectiles. I was like, listen, I got videos on it, Mag. Girl, let me tell you. Now, this is a cool scene right here where she's literally grabbing all of the bullets. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is awesome. You can see the whole scene takes place in the reflection of her helmet. Ah, she's so boss. Mag is the real deal in this. She's a real deal. They were like, listen, we're not going to play Mag this time around. But they did play the shit out of Volt. Still perfect, bag of holding. Just saying, we're crossing over. So they did the speedster treatment where we're seeing it from Volt's perspective and everything is slowed down. He's dodging the bullets, but what does Volt really do? Smacks the guy, puts down his shield, and shocks one guy. Then it's back to Excalibur. I was like, listen, I don't like Volt, but that's kind of cold. Y'all really just did him dirty. You barely gave him a scene in this one. But, I mean, Excalibur is the poster child. What are you going to do? And here's Mag at it, being a boss again. Volt's like, I got a shock. Mag's like, bitch, I'm going to crush all these fuckers. Oh, it looks so good. And this had to be taking place in the old war days because they are fighting the Dax. And again, Mag is like, come here. And then Excalibur has to steal the show. By the way, we never have charged up arrows like that. Is that a thing? Are we getting that? Because legitimately, that would be nice to see in game. Again, another beautiful scene. So this is definitely kind of like jumping backwards and forwards in time. And the interesting thing that I have to put out here is, y'all just gonna leave your Warframes there? Did you not put Forma into these Warframes? Did you not put mods into these Warframes? You just gonna piece the fuck out? What is that? Now this part is exactly where the Assassin's Creed felt really strong, but also where I thought to myself, this is where the new player tutorial starts, right? Right at this moment. Because you get the zoom in of the 3 different Warframes. And then you get this scene right here, which looks like a fucking Warframe selection screen. Okay? Right? This point right now should be the part where you're like, you get the tooltip hover over them. And you're like, which Warframe do you want? You know, the game pauses and it gives you the stats. I like that last bit where she's like, wake up, and I talked over it. So I'm very sorry about that. But listen, I did tell you to go watch the trailers yourself. I told you to watch the trailer independently. Now, my only issue with the cinematic intro, is like I was saying, it is a bit spoilery, right? Many of us, and I'm not doing this like from my old veterans, oh, new players should not know, because I think that everybody has that like rickety old veteran vibe off of me sometimes, and admittedly, sometimes I like to put it out there for a little bit of jest. But my thing was, when we had the second dream, that was such a big reveal. And now they're like, hey, y'all watch Spider-Man Far From Home? Let me give away my biggest secret. I'm like, okay, so we're just giving away all the secrets of Warframe now, okay. Because it was just like one of those moments where you're like, oh my god, what is that emerging from the ground? Oh my god, it's a child. Oh my god, it's me! And then so I feel like you might get a little bit robbed of that moment if you're a new player and you're kind of watching this. Now, of course, I am looking at it from a veteran standpoint and I'm like, wow, that was really cinematic, it's really pretty. But also, the rickety veteran standpoint where I'm like, why would you need to go back and pick up that kunai when you could just go ahead and just reload? Sir, we don't have bows that charge up like that. Where are our particle effects? In addition, what is happening with that radial explosion? You know, so there's that part of me. But interestingly enough, one of the things in this trailer might actually make it into the game. They were actually showing off that mag sequence where she was jumping down from the sky because she could not fucking fly an Arcwing to save her goddamn life, and she was collecting those bullets. They were actually saying that that might be something that we end up seeing in game for one of Mag's abilities. Now, they did say that they were gonna do it on stage, but I believe nothing until I see it in the game. Plus, that means that she would either have to have an ability currently that she's got tweaked, or have an ability removed and this added in its place. Now, is it epic? I fucking sure as hell think so. But clearly it's not going to translate exactly like that in-game. So for me, really interesting way how this kind of affects the game in multiple ways. You know, from the new player standpoint, having yourself robbed of the secrets, but also maybe potentially introducing in a couple abilities for the Warframes. Now, with secret talk in tow, my brain couldn't process that for a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next trailer. Okay, so let me just clarify straight out of the gate. I am hashtag team kill the Lotus. She needs to be good and gone. I'll have a little bit more of a chat towards the end of this because they did make some comments as to exactly what's happening in this. But I have to say, the radio chatter in this trailer, and you're probably not going to be able to hear it all too well, but I will try to push it out there for you guys, is really fucking epic. I know that we get some great visuals, but if you listen to the radio chatter, it kind of gives you perspective to everything that's going down. In addition, I think that everything that we see here is not actually the new war, but it's actually the first time that the Sentients came. Right? Because, like, this seems a little too major for it to be happening now, and I'll chat about that as we're listening to the radio chatter. So, on Venus, they're picking up something. Now, this is absolutely freaking gorgeous. This scene right here kind of gives you the grand scale of how big the sentient mothership is. And when they say sentient mothership, what they were saying during the panels is when they designed the sentients, they stopped thinking about them as ships and started thinking of those ships as characters. The environment itself is a character. I'm waiting for the line. There's a specific line that I absolutely love. Mercury has gone dark. All Ostron are to flee, oh my god, flee somewhere. Mars immediately. So, everybody, it's like evacuation sequence. Now, y'all, this ain't gonna happen in game. This is flashback territory because legitimately, where the new players gonna go? And you know DE is worried about all them damn new players, so you can't have Mercury just disappearing off the map all of a sudden. Oh my god, and this one was really freaking cool. I believe that this might be one of the Eidolons that we fight as an Eidolon. Not like one that we're fighting now, but you know how they said that the ghosts of the Eidolons are on the plains? Well, this is an Eidolon, and he's on the plains, right? Then we have this really odd sequence. This is still my favorite, where it like switches over to the new war. And that little... See, okay. Let's have a quick chat about this real quick. So, Lotus is clearly talking about, it's like she's telling a story from the past, right? She's saying, in winter we fell upon blah, 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 blah. We're a constellation, a family. So to me, when I was first looking at this, I thought that this was what's going to be happening live. And who knows? Maybe that's where the storyline is going to take us to kind of like show us that that's what could happen. You know what I mean? But I definitely think that this is a flashback, especially because of the way that the Lotus is talking about it. She was like, you know, we fell upon them. Now, it was clarified on the Tenno Live that that character that we saw, well, I guess it wasn't 100% clarified, that they didn't confirm it, but they did say that they were introducing other characters. Ooh, and I forgot the name. I think it's like Argos or R something. Christmas 2019, just so you know. They're introducing another character into the mix that is very similar to Hun Hao, but instead this time it would be Lotus's brother, and that he would be leading an army to, you know, kill us and hopefully forgive the Lotus, and that this whole storyline was going to be about family and choosing which family do you side with. Do you side with the one you're born into, or do you side with the one that you create for yourself? Nice story. I still say kill the Lotus. I see where you're trying. I'm still where you're trying to make me feel bad about my choices, okay? In French, my choisissez. But unfortunately, that's not how it rolls. She's a little treacherous being, and you gonna try to make me between the family you were born into and the family that you choose. Bitch, I'm choosing my family, and it's a family without crazy sentient lazy lady who tried to laser beam us. She tried to laser. No, the answer is no. The answer is I'm not looking for you. All I need is Nora, okay? So hashtag team kill the Lotus, even though it doesn't seem like they're gonna let us do that. Let's move on. So the next trailer we're gonna be taking a look at is the Duviri paradox, and y'all, I feel like when Rebecca was on the PC gaming show the other year, and like she was standing next to Kojima, that somehow she acted through osmosis and absorbed some of that Kojima-esque vibe and took it back into Warframe, because this was all kinds of mind trippy. It was. The more that I thought about it, the more I kind of got a grasp of exactly what is happening. Now, one of the big things to pay attention to in this trailer is definitely what is colored and what does not have color, all right? So pay attention to that, but I hope you've been watching all of these before you've actually been watching me reacting to them, because I'm probably going to be ruining it for you. But this one, all kinds of mindfuckery. Straight out of the gate, it's just the mindfuckiest of the mindfuckiest, you know, Death Stranding meets Warframe. Just saying. In fact, I was expecting to see Keanu Reeves, Norman Reedus, or some other celebrity, like, put into this. Right? Who wasn't thinking that straight out the gate? I was also thinking, potentially, Hayden Tenno. Like, I thought that would be such a throwback. But look at this big sky baby. I kind of want one. It also reminds me of, what is it called? It reminds me of the Battle for New York from the Avengers, right? One of those big old sky boys. I forget the names of everything. But this was creepy as fuck right here, because it looks very Ballast-esque, right? But maybe he's a Duvirian. I don't know. I also kind of have a strong feeling that this guy may potentially be the man in the wall. The void entity that is reaching out to us, because a lot of people are saying that that is the Zeramin right there, the place where all the Tenno were at, right? And this guy, interestingly enough, when you see this next part, and by the way, that is fucking epic, and I want one. And if DE does not give me one, I will be very upset. The horse, not the man, just to clarify. Listen, I know I need a man, but I don't need a man that bad. And tell me that does not kind of look like the Officium on his back without the triangles. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh my god, that horse is so dope. I want to ride horses in Warframe. Now, interesting thing about this is this guy thinks he has powers. Does he have powers? Does he not have powers? Right? Because clearly he thought he had something. Maybe he was stripped of his powers. Oh, and this was the part where I was like, that's not Norman Reedus. And of course, that's your operator or an operator. And interestingly enough, he can't see knockoff Norman Reedus. But apparently, he knows to put the gun in the hole in the ground. Was he told to put the gun in the hole in the ground? How exactly does that work? How did he know there was a spot there for him to put that stuff in? right? That's the thing that kind of really, really trips me up. And also, keep in mind, the Zaraman was colored, the Operator was colored, and he's kind of got a little color to him, right? Look at this. Right there. All of a sudden, he was brought to life by some tonality. And now, his ass is like, okay, bitch. I got myself a horse. I got myself a shotgun. I'm coming for y'all, kids! Right? I don't know, but also, at the same time, doesn't his outfit look like an operator suit? So, is he an operator? Was he an operator? Is that Hayden Tenno? Has he just aged really poorly? I don't freaking know. But it does seem to be void energy that is abound. Now, the interesting thing that I wanted to kind of put out here, and this is just a thought. Number one, this is the Duviri paradox, right? We referred to this place as the Plains of Duviri. Somebody actually tried to correct me in my own comment section. And they were like, wait a second, Plains. And I was like, no. They were very specific about the fact that it is Planes. Oh my god, I can't spell when I don't have it in front of me. But it's supposed to be planes. So I'm thinking it's like planes of existence, planes of reality. And interestingly enough, when we talk about paradoxes usually have something to do with two things interacting with each other. Am I right on that? I always feel like whenever they have it in the movies, it's always one thing affecting another thing in a very, very strange way that shouldn't be able to. And then it has some sort of weird, like mechanical, not mechanical, but like the way that it works will not quite work out the way that you think it's going to work out. So I think that it has to do with different planes, different interactions. A lot of people are saying that that might be their way of aging up the operator. I don't feel like they looked alike, but maybe it's just the haircut. There's so much to kind of like process with all of this. But where I'm currently landing is number one, could totally be the man in the wall. He thought he had power for some reason. Maybe he's going to go get it back. Maybe the kids are the key to getting his man in the wallish void powers back. Don't know. Or it could be a way for us to play a more aged up version of our characters. That's the only thing. Oh, and this fucking face at the goddamn end. Hold on. If you look at this closely. Do you see that? Do you see that? You see that? Do you see that? That's creepy as fuck. That is all kinds of creepy and cinematic. Now, I do have to say one thing, and I have to give it up to DE, because I think, and for those of you guys who don't understand, TennoCon, while it is a convention, it is also a massive marketing event. There are so many things that they show off in there to get a lot of attention from, from all of these publications, from all of like the kind of like big name places. And I think that, listen, I don't like marketing all that much, just to be frank with you. I think that the way that TennoCon is handled, it tends to bottleneck a lot of the content for the year. Like, everything has to be hidden behind TennoCon. Then after that, things can be released, because so much is being prepped for TennoCon that it kind of really stifles content releases. But, I'm be real. I think that in the marketing perspective, they did a freaking fantastic job. They had so many trailers, so many cinematic things, that it was definitely very, very eye-catching. So I want to know how you guys felt about all of these things. Toss your feelings down in the comments below, and I'm sure that there are a whole lot of motherfucking feelings, because these trailers, woo! We're kind of hot fire. From the cinematic intro, where it kind of gave us a glimpse into the past of Warframe, and then a new war, also the past of Warframe, also the Duviri paradox, also the past of Warframe. This is all just back to the future bullshit, ain't it? We just all going all the way back. See, us veterans are coming back around, I'm telling you. Regardless, that's gonna do it for me for now. Leave all of your feelings down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you really did enjoy it. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, and check out all of the other videos that I've been publishing. We did the art panel one, we did the Wukong Prime Access one. Like, get all up in there, okay? Bye.